Good evening and welcome to Andover and Huskies Stadium. It's the final game of the regular season. Boys lacrosse. Andover hosting Maple Grove tonight. You look at the records, Maple Grove 4-8, 4-3 in conference play. Andover having a great year, 10-2, 5-2 in conference play. And Andover has a really good chance to make a deep run come playoff time starting next week. Thanks so much for joining us. A gorgeous night for lacrosse here at Andover tonight. We look forward to bringing it to you. We haven't had a lot of those days this spring. We had that real warm stretch, but a lot of cold, rainy weather this spring. But we've got a beauty tonight here at Andover for the game between Maple Grove and the Huskies. And then, of course, section pairings are going to be announced tomorrow, and we'll get a lay of the land as the section tournament starts next week. And obviously, state tournament carries over into June. Tonight's game sponsored by Snap Fitness Andover. Snap Fitness Andover's Mindset Performance Academy program helps student athletes level up their game on and off the playing field. Learn more at www.snapfitness.com or on Facebook at Snap Fitness Andover and Instagram at snapfitness_Andover. One of the cool features, you see Andover there, black helmets, white jerseys, black numerals, easy to read in the sunlight. And then on the flip side, you have the Maple Grove Crimson in those bright gold helmets shining in the sun. They have got maroon jerseys and gold numerals. Maple Grove and Andover tonight. Top 10 poll that came out a few days ago earlier in the week on May 20th. Edina 1, Stillwater 2, Farmington 3, Eden Prairie 4, Lakeville North 5, then Minnetonka, Wayzata, Hill Murray, Rosemount, and Benilde St. Margaret's. And once again, the Northwest Suburban Conference kind of left on the outside looking in. And as we've discussed over the years, for the boys and girls, the respect comes by winning state tournament games. And I think that'll happen as the sport continues to grow. And you see the teams meeting out at the center of the field, and we'll have that opening face-off very shortly between these two teams. Speaking of the girls, their season winding down as well this week. And on to section playoffs. Number one there, Prior Lake. Then Stillwater, Park, Cottage Grove, Lakeville South, and Rosemount, the top five. Then Edina, Orono, Wayzata, Minnetonka. And how about Buffalo? They play out of the lake, but Buffalo ranked in the top 10. They're ready to go. And in goal for Andover, down to our right, will be Luke Babineau, the senior. Babineau is outstanding, pink shoes and all here tonight. Once again, defending the south goal, or the goal to our right. And to the north end of Husky Stadium, it'll be Jacob Hamill. Hamill and Carson Knutson shared time in goal, but Hamill will get the start. And win not really a factor at all in the draw, controlled by Andover, and the Huskies go to the attack. Good job by the Fogo Dylan Larson, face-off, get-off, and he did his job. And now Romaker goes to work out on top as Keaton Shifsky comes onto the field, and Andover on the attack. First off, just underway, no score. Here on a Friday night on QCTV, QCTV.org, and our YouTube channel. On the outside, Romaker, the fake, the shot way over the top of the net, but Andover had a player deep. Getting down there deep, Cole Jensen. Caleb Weichel, the senior, final regular season game for the Huskies. What a career. Quick shot. That one whistles wide. Look out. He can really uncork it. Weichel, 144 goals in his career, 91 assists. Just a phenomenal career here at Andover. Cole Jensen, 108 goals, 64 assists in his outstanding career. Another senior up front for head coach Ken Weichel. Meanwhile, Maple Grove head coach Jake Wilson, he's got a dynamic score in Ricky Peterson. They get it out on top. Weichel to the right. Gets it further inside. Ground ball. Kicked out of there. Maple Grove trying to get to that ground ball first. Weichel among the group trying to get after it. And he'll scoop it up and go to the X position. He'll try to power his way to the front. Get a shot away. Double team comes. Ground ball controlled by Andover on the outside. And that is Shifsky. Andover has had it a minute and a half since that opening draw win by Dylan Larson. Face-off wins, turnovers, ground balls, big part of the story. On the outside, Weichel, the dodge into the middle, the shot and a goal. Career number 145, and Andover has a 1-0 lead. Just a great dodge into the middle, and he let it fly. And that goal comes at 156. We'll go right back to the middle of the field. Once again, Dylan Larson, the junior. Chase Kudla, face-off man for Maple Grove. Ground ball off that face-off. Controlled for the moment by Maple Grove and picked up the other way. Dylan Larson, he's the Fogo. Down the field, gives it upside of the net. Boy, and those Fogos love that opportunity. And now he's going to head for the sideline, but hey, win that draw. Both those Fogos get off the field. And now Andover goes to work. Weichel, the opening goal a moment ago. At 156. And on the outside, Brett Romaker. Romaker in the middle. Trying to get a shot away. Still gets a shot away. Hit the post. Rattled the far post. And it came way out of there. Another ground ball picked up by Andover. Nice ground ball opportunity. And now right back on the ground, scooped up there by Romaker. Romaker has Cal Cogswell, and he'll catch Cogswell near the middle of the field. He'll begin his run. Give it up, Weichel way out on the left. He likes that spot. Michael's a big, strong kid. You're not going to bump him off his shot, his run, with just one guy. He's going to power his way in on the right, try and get a shot away. Does. It goes wide. Andover had two players deep. And Andover's going to hang on. One of those guys deep, Cole Jensen. He's got it. He's going to spin and try to get to the front. He was turned away. Good job there by the Crimson defensively. I saw Maple Grove play Chan at Maple Grove earlier this year. Heartbreaking loss as Chan rallied for the victory. Weichel side of the net. He'll send that one wide. Down low is Wyatt Carlson. He'll scoop up that ball. It bounced off the retaining wall over on the far side. See White let it go. And now Andover back to it. They've dominated early. We're just over 4 minutes in. They lead at 1-0 on the goal by Weichel at 1:56. Andover settling in. Once again, sections next week. Got the Memorial Day holiday. Weichel down low. That was Carlson. He got shoved. They get it into the middle. Ground ball picked up by Andover. Well, they've been winning ground balls left and right. Weichel switches hands, goes to the left. Gives it up. going right in front. Couldn't get a good shot away. It was Cole Jensen. Scooped up by the goalie there, Hamill. They're going to clear near his side. Parker moves it ahead. Ricky Peterson. Peterson can really move. Watch out. Peterson comes in, gives it up on his left, and that one goes wide. That is a turnover on Maple Grove. Peterson tried to give it up to Thomas Jost. Jost didn't have it. And Andover gets it right back. That Maple Grove turnover, really costly. Luke Donnelly, D-man, moves it ahead. Now Andover goes to work. Gage Roeder, another D-man. Michael can't get the ground ball. And now Maple Grove back the other way. Another one Joes couldn't handle. Another turnover on Maple Grove. I would assume head coach Jake Wilson isn't too thrilled with that. They finally get into the attack zone and they just turn it right over. Coming up on the 6-minute mark, moving it forward, is Andover. Huskies. I do not have a 23 for Andover on either roster. Maple Grove coming back the other way. Grant Jensen has it out on the left. Swings it out on top. Beck Cherney. Mitty for the Crimson. And now Ricky Peterson. Peterson gets it off the sideline. He's going to run in, give it up in the middle. Quick shot blocked out of there. That's going to go all the way to midfield. That hit somebody or a stick. Maple Grove was able to get to the ground ball, and here's Cherney again. He gives it up. On the run, Jansen. Stolen away, Maple Grove. Luke Babineau gives it up on his right. Nice dodge there. Luke Donnelly. Donnelly spins into the middle. Still has it. Boy, great run by Donnelly. And Andover right back to the attack. Quick moving first quarter. Huskies lead at 1-0. And they have had a huge share of the attack zone time. There's one on the ground. Ground ball battled for. Who's going to win this? Maple Grove's going to get the ground ball. And coming the other way is Cherney. He put it on the ground. Trying to get to it, Ryan Smith. And now another ground ball. Varian. Eli Varian couldn't get to it. Gage Roeder got it to his goalie, Luke Babineau. And the clock stopped. We're going to have a team go a man down here. And it is going to be Luke Donnelly. So, Donnelly, 7:59, is going to get a minute. So, Maple Grove a man up. Here's Peterson. Peterson's very dangerous. Peterson at the X position. I'll swing it all the way around. Counterclockwise. Out on top, Knutson. Now Peterson, goal line extended. Trying to get a shot for Peterson. There's one whistled. Well wide. Emerson Knutson. We play on under 3:30 to go, quarter number one. First extended attack zone time for Maple Grove. Peterson gives it up, goal line extended, powering his way to the front. Hit the side of the net. It was Brady Barthel. And now Babineau, nice clear. Here comes Andover. Nice job by Max Sanders to catch that clear, run it up. Xander Kubat gives him a pat as he got to the sideline, and why not? That one on the ground near midfield. Andover trying to get to the ground ball, slipping and falling Evans. But Shifsky's going to grab it. Back to Evans in the middle. And now Weichel has the lone goal in the game. Both teams, especially Maple Grove, challenged to score goals at times this year. They played and not been able to put a lot on the board. There's one that skips wide. That was a good move to the front by Romaker. Andover's going to hang on. Ground ball over in the far corner. And now Weichel's going to get it right back. Under 2 to go, quarter number 1. They got beat by Blaine last timeout, 16-6. And there's a goal. Wow. Want to take a look at that one as Andover takes a 2-0 lead. Goal comes at 10:15. Weichel out on top. Nice feet inside, spinning and shooting. That is Andrew Evans. Evans from Weichel. 2-0. Andover here in quarter number 1. And as I said, they have dominated attack zone time in this one. Maple Grove, couple of key turnovers. And we got a draw at control there. Kudla wins a face-off. And that good battle with Dylan Larson. Maple Grove goes to the attack. Near side Jost. They get it out on top. Burgess. Burgess works to the right. Down to the goal line extended. They swing it around to the X. Varian comes out of there. Blocked away. I think Babineau may have got a piece and blocked it away. It was a shot attempt. Maple Grove had a player deep. They'll hang on. Jost. Jost wearing number 2. He's got room to get to the front. Shot goes wide. Babineau had it measured anyway, but it did go wide. Player deep was Varian. Under a minute to go. And Maple Grove on the attack. That one turned over, picked up by Roeder. Roeder's going to run out of there. Andover plenty of time to get back on the attack. Huskies are going to move it forward. Big collision there, and now they get it to the outside. Weichel. Weichel a goal and an assist. He now has 145 goals, 92 assists. Weichel a shot. That goes wide. Andover had a player deep. That was Cole Jensen. 16.5 to go. Still plenty of time. Jensen's going to run out of there from the X. Tried to get it in front. Ground ball. And it's controlled by the goalie. Hamill. Hamill's just going to let it fly. Super long clear on a hop. Grabbed by Babineau at the end of the quarter. 1 in the books. Andover leading Maple Grove 2-0. Quarter number 2 on the way here on QCTV.
Talk to any track athlete, nerves are such a big part of it. It's just getting yourself worked up, but I like to think of nerves like preparing you for something that you've never done before, and that adrenaline is like really a privilege. Some people don't get the opportunity to race, and we're out here and we get to move, and so that's just a cool thing.
My goals for the season is to make it to state, do well in state for pole vault, get better in discus, and hopefully be on like a 4x1 or a 4x2 track team.
It's definitely a team sport. Talking about relays, you have to make sure your teammates are in the right spot, and you have to have the right team chemistry in order to pass the baton in between everybody. You also want to help your teammates while you're running, uplift them before the race and after the race, you know, be with them and congratulate them after.
I joined to get better and faster for soccer, which it was my main sport. But I either want to run in college or play soccer in college. I'm not sure yet.
Track and field helps me in football and basketball by helping me pace myself and learning the correct running form.
I think my goals mostly are just to kind of have fun with all my friends. Like, I'm a senior, it's my last year. Like, it was a lot of fun last year when I was a junior with those seniors, and then now that I'm the senior, kind of like making a relationship with the underclassmen, like hanging out with my friends, just kind of enjoying my last couple months here.
My name is Ellie Fields.
Cameron McGauley.
Sam Audet.
Isaac, Jamira.
Peyton McKnight.
Ava, I'm a junior at Andover High School. I've been running track for 4 years.
For 4 years.
For 4 years.
Since elementary school.
Elementary school.
And this is my 3rd year running track.
Quarter number 2, we switch ends. Maple Grove defending the goal to our right, or the south end here of Husky Stadium, and the goalie, Jacob Hamill. And on the other end, north end of the stadium, Luke Babineau to our left. 2-0 Andover. They dominated quarter number 1. Weichel at 1:56. Evans, an assist by Weichel at 10:15. 2-0 Andover. And here come the Huskies. Face-off win. Had a steam coming down the field. Dylan Larson. Fogo loves to show off, get it down there. He did his job, and off he goes. That is a turnover. Turnover on Andover, and we haven't seen that so far tonight. We'll see what Maple Grove can do with the momentum. Barely a breeze here tonight. Just perfect night for the players. It's cool and comfortable. Ground ball scooped up. Andover right back on the ground. Huskies a good chance to grab it, and they do. Jordan Giacomini right down the field. A shot and a goal. Wow. A laser beam. 3-0 Andover. That comes 53 seconds in, and Andover playing well. Right back to the middle of the field, and another face-off. That was outstanding. Andover's won 3 in a row. They beat Chisago Lakes 14-12. Big win at Ricori 17-3, and last time out on Wednesday beat Minneapolis 15-8. Ball on the ground, and on that draw control, Kudla. They're going to give it to Andover. They move it forward, ground ball. Romaker loses it. Maple Grove got it back. Right back on the ground. Romaker all over the play for Andover. And now the Crimson try to grab it. No one can gain control. And now finally spinning out of there is Jensen. He's going to run and hide over on the far side of the field after all of that. Maple Grove to the attack. Once again, not a lot of zone time. Jost feeds Varian. Over to the near side, Cherney. Now it's Ricky Peterson. They want to get this guy going. Peterson on the run, gets a shot, skips it over the net. And trying to flag that down was Jost. He did. Maple Grove maintains control. Luke Herberg defending over on the far side. Now out on top, Cherney. Work it to the X position. Now it's Jensen. They swing it around counterclockwise. Maple Grove over on the left. Gets it back down low. Peterson spinning. Shot over the top. And Maple Grove's on the board. Beautiful goal by their leading scorer, Ricky Peterson. And there's not much the goalie Babineau could do. I don't even know if he saw it. Peterson is first of the night. And he's had a wonderful career, the senior at Maple Grove. Time of the goal, 2:21. 3-1 Andover. They just didn't have much attack zone time at all in quarter number one. They finally go on the attack. And another draw control here by Kudla. He put it on the ground. Andover gets it back. They send it into the middle. Landon Smethurst along the sideline. He scoops it up. He's getting shoved. I think Andover's going to hang on, or are we going to get a timeout? We are going to get an Andover timeout. Ken Weichel wants to talk it over. Jordan Giacomini, the senior, gets a goal. And then Maple Grove answers. Ricky Peterson, a terrific shot over a screen, over the top of the net. And we're 3-1. Andover at this point. And I got those rankings. I brought this up earlier. Edina, number 1. Stillwater, the Ponies, boys and girls, perennial power. Farmington, Eden Prairie, Lakeville North. Then you got Minnetonka, Wayzata, Hill Murray, Rosemount, and Benilde St. Margaret's. Once again, just a challenge for the Northwest Suburban to crack that top 10. And as I said, it's not enough to win a section. It's to go to state and beat one of those teams, particularly from the South Suburban or the Lake Conference. I know there's some East Metro teams. You got Stillwater, you got Hill Murray out in the East Metro, but that is going to be the key to take that next step for lacrosse, for the boys and girls here in the Northwest Suburban. Final game of the regular season for both here tonight. And out of that timeout, Andover will go to work. Weichel at just 1 minute 56 seconds in. Then he fed Evans late in that first quarter at 10:15. Pretty feed, kind of high-low. Evans the catch and shoot. Andover goes to work. Good run. That skips over the top of the net. Brett Rollmaker, just a 9th grader. Maple Grove's going to, or Andover's going to hang on to it. Weichel's going to have it over on the far side. Goal line extended near the far sideline. Both coaches switch it up. Cogswell has it at the moment. Out on top. They get it to the net. Just to the left of the net. Terrific feed. And Andover back up by 3, and the goal is going to go to Cole Jensen, his 109th career goal. That was a dime. Get another look at it here. Terrific feed. It's an absolute thing of beauty there. Jensen took a little punishment. Time of that goal, 3:10. Andover 2-0 after 1. Have outscored Maple Grove 2-1 here in quarter number 2. Jensen is first of the night. On that assist, Rollmaker. And now Maple Grove, after that face-off, is going to get it. They're going to run the other way. Here's Knudsen. Being hounded by Tremaine Davis. Davis wears 0 on the road, 23 at home. I had to go down the hall and confirm that. It is indeed Davis wearing 23. He certainly had a part in this tonight. Burgess for the Crimson. Davis challenges. Rollmaker double teamed, playing keep away, getting pounded on there by Jack Conrad as well. Rollmaker still has it, and then Andover's going to turn it over after all of that as it rolls out of bounds near sideline. But with 4.2, Maple Grove's going to have a very hard time barring a miracle clear here. And they do try that long clear on the ground, that ball, and that's it. Eli Varian got it on his stick, but there was no time to get a shot away. We have played 2, and Andover leads Maple Grove in the regular season finale 5-1. Giacomini, goal 53 seconds in, 3-0 Andover. And Ricky Peterson for Maple Grove at 2:21, 3-1. Then Jensen at 3:10 made it 4-1 Andover, and then Weichel is second of the night at 9:37 made it 5-1 Andover. We're going to take a break. Stick around. Quarters 3 and 4 coming up here on QCTV.
The MPA program has helped me grow on and off the ice, and now I get to continue that journey at St. Thomas next year.
Andover Snap Fitness helped me average nearly 20 points per game while teaching me next shot mentality and helping me stay away from negative thought spirals.
Working with Sarah and Dan has helped me build confidence, bounce back faster from my mistakes, and step into a leadership role on my team.
I have achieved more commitment to my sport than ever before. I wish to continue my commitment to my sport along with my commitment to my mental health.
My name is Denise Klipsick, and I am the owner of the franchise here in Blaine, Andover, the Just Between Friends Kid Sale, and we are an event that's a community event where families in our community come in and they sell their items, and then they offer them to community members who need them at a great savings. So it's just a win-win. I always say we're families helping families, because it keeps going on and on and on. We have been in Blaine, Andover since 2009. I have not always been the owner, but it started out with two friends, and that's what we are, just between friends, and we just keep growing families and families and families. So I became an owner with Just Between Friends just because I really did like what we do here. I am a special needs mom, and I really needed to find a way not only to help my kids and my growing family, but I wanted to help families like mine. New families, just starting out. We got a lot of baby bumps here today. And also just kids who are older and they just need to stretch their budget just a little bit further. So I just love what I do. Clothes are expensive, kids are expensive. And if we can save some parents some money that maybe they can do something fun or maybe just say yes to something extra, it's always nice. So they can go to BlaineJBFSale.com, and on there are tickets for the events. The event is free to come and shop, but we just ask that you get tickets online. It helps us as staff, it helps us to know who's coming and when. I said a lot of the stuff will go back to other families too, so when the sale is over, our families can come pick up, or they can choose to donate it. And we have a lot of different charities that we try to work with in our area, so it's nice. So even though you might see a Just Between Friends, you could go to Texas and have a Just Between Friends. The idea is the same, we're families helping families, but we're a family also within our community.
If you didn't make it to the April event, you'll have another chance, September 4th through 7th.
Did you know that the Anoka County Sheriff's Office has been serving the city of Andover for more than 50 years? For over 5 decades, they have been dedicated to protecting and serving the community.
I'm happy to join you all tonight as we mark our annual Meet the Deputy Night, and this is our 51st year of serving the City of Andover as your contracted police service, and we are proud of our record of service in the City of Andover, and we believe that that relationship over the last 50 plus years has brought highly trained and highly dedicated police officers into your community to protect and serve your citizens. And I will just say that we as a Sheriff's Office are very thankful for our relationship with the City of Andover, and we look forward to many years of service to come.
Recently, we had the opportunity to meet some of the deputies who work tirelessly to keep Andover safe on the streets, in your neighborhoods, and in the community. Their commitment to safety, service, and the community is at the heart of everything they do.
That rounds out the crew that works in Andover. You might ask, where do all these uniformed deputies work? The answer is we've got 6 deputies that work per day. The uniformed deputies that you see in front of you all work 12-hour days. They either work day shift from 6:30 in the morning till 6:30 at night, a power shift at 10:30 in the morning till 10:30 at night, another power in the afternoon at 2:30 till 2:30 in the morning, and then the night shift runs from 6:30 at night till 6:30. So between that, we have 2 deputies on each one of those shifts, other than those power shifts, and they fill out the rotation for our 12-hour days. So if you'd have any questions for myself, the chief, or any other one of the deputies, feel free to ask. Otherwise, we really appreciate serving you in the City of Andover.
Thank you to the Anoka County Sheriff's Office for over 50 years of service to the City of Andover.
So one of the things that I do that's a little bit different than maybe some of the other coaches in Anoka Hennepin is we don't have our tryout until after spring break, because it has just been really tough logistically to get a really fair tryout and see everyone. We need them all together. Spring break has just happened to be that same time as when softball starts for a little bit. So we started Monday, and we did miss a little bit of nice weather, you know, but if no one's here, that's hard. So I think that I'm doing softball year-round, so even when softball's on nobody else's mind, I'm probably trying to fill a tournament. I'm probably trying to make sure my teams have games. I just found out like who has 4 teams, who has 3, what teams they have. So now we're trying to adjust that, trying to make sure they're all in some tournaments, just trying to get them their 20 games in, hopefully. And then gym space, there's a calendar that we all share and look at. I try to talk about the girls about doing the weight training leading into it. We always talk about faster, quicker, stronger coming into the season. So I've been coaching high school softball since 1986.
So you know what you're doing?
I don't know if I always would say I know what I'm doing. What I would say is I've had to change with the times. Softball's changed, it's grown. Teenagers have changed. I know that as a teacher as well. I have to grow with them. Are there still boundaries? Yes. Are there still things that we really expect from them and that they expect from us? Yes. But I would say absolutely that every year going into it, you kind of have to look at the logistics of your team and what works with them and what's not going to work with them. And I can't treat every girl exactly the same. You know, we always talk about like things should be equal, but they're not the same. And they have stuff going on sometimes, you know. So we just have to, sometimes you just got to work through it. You go in thinking like, okay, like right now I would say like, okay, we're feeling pretty strong, you know, defensively. We're feeling like we need to get our bats going. We're feeling like, you know, who's gonna go where and who's gonna do what. And then you get into that first game and you're like, whoa, okay, well, we're not hitting too bad, but boy, our defense, you know, so sometimes it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Other times it's like, oh, wow, you know, but the thing is no matter what, you know, we work hard every day, you know, and the girls at Andover have been awesome about that. They want to, you know, they just love playing softball, And so they don't really get too upset about a little bit longer practice or Saturday practice or anything like that. Today will be our first day with our actual varsity and JV. That's who's here today. The JV coach will go like to the other end and we'll have this end. And really it's just setting goals, having one-on-ones with the girls and talking about their expectations and what our expectations are, team discussions, and then that's outside of what we do, you know, on the field. So really just working on making sure we're all on the same page. I think we're going to be competitive this year. We've got some strong competition like we always do in the Northwest Suburban Conference, but we're ready.
And we are back. Quarter number 3, final regular season boys lacrosse game. Maple Grove at Andover tonight. Huskies lead at 5-1. Andover up 2-0 after 1. They outscored Maple Grove 3-1 in the second on a gorgeous Friday night, leading us into the holiday weekend. Tonight's game sponsored by Snap Fitness Andover. Snap Fitness Andover's Mindset Performance Academy program helps student-athletes level up their game on and off the playing field. Learn more at snapfitness.com or on Facebook at Snap Fitness Andover and Instagram at snapfitness_Andover. Third quarter underway. No clear control of the face-off yet. And finally grabbed by Maple Grove. Chase Kudla did the honors. And now Maple Grove will go to the attack and then turned over by Maple Grove as it skips across. And that setting sun can be a real challenge on the far side of the field. And I think you need to be very wary of that here at Andover as the field runs north-south, and that is a big challenge. Now an opportunity for Andover. Run back the other way, skipping it in on goal. That was a quick shot by Donnelly. Big save, and then a shot from the side and a goal, and Andover leads it 6-1. That was quick. And I think that's going to go to Wyatt Carlson, the junior attack. First one skipped in on goal. Hamill couldn't control it. And Carlson gets his first of the night. And Andover on their way. That goal comes 30 seconds in. Dylan Larson, the Fogo, trying to scoop it up, and does. He'll spin and go the other way. Nice catch. Jordan Giacomini. Carlson gets the goal, pass outside. Caleb Weichel, 2 goals and an assist here tonight. He'll give it up. Brett Romaker did an outstanding job of keep away at the end of quarter number 2. Playing a little keep away over there. Emerson Knudsen on him. Trying to jab. And now I think we're going to get a slash. Flag flies. Andover's going to go a man down. Now Weichel's going to back out of there. Weichel's going to try and get a good run at it. Ethan Berry defending. Here's Weichel, has an alley, the shot and a goal. His third of the night. Weichel, career number 147. And Andover rolling up 7-1. Had the delayed penalty. And Weichel just stepped out near midfield and then ran in, and Maple Grove gave him an alley. He took advantage of it. And now Maple Grove, they've certainly got work to do. Kudla battling for it. Pushing, shoving, player down. Maple Grove's going to gain control. Luke Babineau's done a nice job for Andover in the net down to our right here in the third quarter of the south end of Husky Stadium. Ball on the ground along the sideline. And Andover's going to get it. Andrew Evans has a goal from earlier. Evans gets shoved along the sideline. Andover coach, including the coaching staff, Ken Weichel, Anthony Bannock, Jonah Conrad are like. And now here's Ricky Peterson. Lone Maple Grove goal. Peterson on the run. Gets it inside. Turning around. Babineau, the big save. Oh, boy, what a save. Varian caught it. Shot it with his back to the net. And then Babineau made a spectacular save down low. Keep it 7-1. Be fun to look at that one again when we get a chance. Back to live action. Romaker gives it up. Weichel. He's got 3 tonight. 1 in each quarter. Switching it up there. Tremaine Davis to the sideline. Onto the field. Keaton Shifsky. That shot attempt goes wide. And now Andover back to work, up 7-1. First 3 minutes, they've blown this one open. Weichel behind the net. Tough angle shot. Hit the side of the net. Bounces out of there. Cole Jensen. Now Weichel out in front. Great feed. A shot and a goal. Oh, wow. From behind the net, across the top of the net. And a quick shot and a goal. I think this is going to be Shifsky. Look at that feed. And it is Shifsky. Another assist for Weichel. His second of the game. 3 goals, 2 assists. And that one comes at 2:58. And Andover pouring it on, leading at 8-1. Winning the faceoff, Dylan Larson right down the middle, gives it up. Weichel spinning, trying to get his shot away. Can't. He's going to carry it to the outside. Well, they announced unassisted, but that was a dime by Weichel across the top of the net from the near side over to the far side, and then Shifsky catch and shoot. Clock on the move, coming up on 8 to go, quarter number 3. Brett Romaker playing keep away. Finally gets double team, ball on the ground. Maple Grove's going to grab it. They're going to try and get it out of there. Emerson Knutson up the middle of the field, stolen right back. Andrew Evans. Evans had the second goal of the game for Andover. Huskies playing great tonight. Now they get it to Weichel. Weichel into the middle. Did he try the shot attempt? Oh, they're going to say it was a pass attempt. Maple Grove's going to get it. Now the Crimson aren't done yet, but they need to get some zone time and they need to put something on the board. As I mentioned, they have been challenged. That's stolen away. Weichel, he gets hammered. He still has it. Gets shoved down. Weichel put it on the ground. Andover's got to hang on to this one, you would think. We're going to get a flag, and Maple Grove's going to go a man down, but Weichel taking some major punishment there. And this is going to be Ricky Peterson taking a knee. Second penalty of the game against Maple Grove. Comes at 4:48. Now Maple Grove at a 2-0 after one. 5-1 at the half. They put 3 on the board here. They put 3 on the board in the first 3 minutes. And now they go to work. Romaker. Was Evans over there. Right out on top, Romaker. He'll spin out of there. Weichel loses it. Weichel powers his way in and scores. Just absolutely powered his way inside. Second of the quarter. Fourth of the game. And that comes at 5:25. And it is 9-1 Andover. I really didn't expect this. But Andover playing great here on their home turf. This is a lot like that first quarter where Maple Grove had absolutely no zone time and were fortunate enough to be down 2-0. It was a really good battle for the face-off. Still on the ground. Fighting after it, Dylan Larson, the junior. That goes out of bounds. Maple Grove will get control, and that was Brady Bodnar fighting for it. And now here comes Maple Grove. Ryan Smith. Smith works his way forward. Max Sanders all over him. And now they get it down low. There's Jost. Near side, Barthel. They get it to the outside. Here's Smith again. Smith gets knocked down by Tremaine Davis. Look out. Inside, knocked away by Andover. Great defense. Tremaine Davis absolutely unloaded on Ryan Smith. Oh, boy. Davis going to get a penalty on that. Time of the penalty, 6:21. Now Maple Grove, a man up. Ricky Peterson, their only goal came at 2:21 of quarter number 2. He's had a couple of looks. Maple Grove works it around. That shot way over the top. But the Crimson are going to hang on. I'll get it to Peterson. Maple Grove's had his number, though, and that one's turned over. That's just a pass right into the sun. You cannot do it and swing it over that way and expect Eli Varian to see it. I mean, he is looking right into the sun. No way you can see the ball. And that is just a sun-aided turnover. Now coming back the other way, Luke Babineau. Babineau's made a couple of nice saves. Babineau's going to bring it up. He's over midfield. Babineau's got speed. He's going to continue his run. He gets in front, passes it to the side of the net, and a goal! Cole Jensen from Babineau, and Andover leads it 10-1. Jensen is second of the night. And the goalie gets an assist. And now Ken Michael chatting with him. (10-1) Andover. Here in the regular season finale tonight. And Babineau got congrats from Gage Roeder, one of his defenders. Now we get that face-off. Boy, roof is caved in on Maple Grove here in the third. 5 unanswered for Andover. Another ground ball. And it comes onto the stick of Weichel. He'll give it up. Big collision in front. Player's injured. Cole Jensen just got absolutely steamrolled in front of the net. Trainer's going to come out. He got airborne. I don't see a yellow flag on the field, but the officials are going to huddle up here. But Cole Jensen scored that goal a moment ago, and you see right here, Jensen the catch, the shoot, and boom. Just absolutely smoked. And he's up. This can be a punishing game. Jensen's had quite a night, 2 goals. That gives him 110 in his outstanding career. The 2 tonight, coming in with 108. I don't think we got a penalty out of that. We didn't. 4:30 to go, quarter number 3. Jacob Hamill is going to clear. Ricky Peterson, nice catch. Peterson, dodge into the middle. He's going to hang on to it. Andover's done a nice job on him defensively. He is an elite goal scorer in this league. Knutson. That shot whistles wide. Even though Babineau hasn't seen a lot of shots, he's made 2 very big saves. One down low, I remember. Andover just seems to have someone high-low on the ball when Maple Grove's on the attack. Grant Jensen in the middle, shot, and he gets a goal. He snuck into the middle and beat Babineau on the far side. Maple Grove has their first goal since early in quarter number 2. And Grant Jensen makes it 10-2. That goal at 8:26. .334 remaining in quarter number 3. It's been all Andover tonight. Grant Jensen, just a junior, gets a goal there. Ground ball opportunity, and it's scooped up by Maple Grove. Knutson it's Jost. Jost will get it back near sideline. Field runs north-south at Maple Grove, but the difference at Maple Grove, they have a much higher grandstand and does a better job late in the day of blocking the sun. Here at Andover, sun can just be a nightmare. Ground ball opportunity and scooped up there by the Huskies. Look it back the other way. A shot and a goal. Tremaine Davis. What a transition goal for Andover, and they're back up by 9. Davis gets the goal. (11-2). And Davis getting congratulated on the sideline, and why not? Ball popped out of there. He's going to gain control. Another hard-fought face-off ground ball. Bodnar has it. Popped into the air. We're going to get a timeout. Timeout Maple Grove, down 11-2 with 2:27 to go here in the third quarter. See that Andover huddle, and boy, they can't have too many complaints. I know the coaches always want to, even at the end of the regular season going into sections, say, hey, here's what we need to work on. They have played really well tonight. They've done a phenomenal job on ground balls. They haven't turned it over. They've had some big saves out of their goalie, Luke Babineau. They've defended well in front of him. And then they've been under total control in the attack zone. And Weichel has 4. Jensen has 2 here tonight. They've been moving it around, and they've been spreading it around as well. 2-0 after 1, 5-1 after 2. And now lead at 11-2. Here late in quarter number 3 on a great night. Guy who scored a goal a moment ago, Grant Jensen from Maple Grove, has it, middle of the field. He's going to give it up. Ricky Peterson, a shot. That goes wide. Good shot on the run. You can see the impact the sun has. On a hop, Peterson out on top, trying to clear a little room. On the left, that one skips wide. Knocked down and back and grabbed by the Maple Grove. Or I should say Andover. That was Smethurst. Maple Grove gets it right back. We have a yellow come out. Flag flies. Once again, Ryan Smith took another shot. We're going to find out who the penalty is going to go on. It is on Andover. So the Huskies are going to go a man down. Jordan Giacomini might get the penalty here. Again, we have a long conference between the officials. near midfield, 2 of the 3. I saw the flag, and are they going to pick this up? I don't understand why this is taking so long. To sort all of this out. And I guess it's Wyatt Carlson after all of that. I just have no idea why it took him so long to sort that out. Maple Grove a man up. They need a goal. Ground ball, Beck Cherney. And now they get it right back out on top. Ricky Peterson way outside, gives it up. Good pressure by Andover. Quick shot, big save, Babineau. Grant Jensen let it fly, and Babineau saw it all the way. Great save by Luke. And he's going to trot it up the field. He has an assist in my book in this one. Romaker does such a great job. Keep away. And I'm moving it forward. Gage Roeder, good run. Nice catch back there. Cole Jensen. Roeder's going to retreat to the other end of the field. Jensen trying to get to the front, get shoved outside. Weichel. Carlson's penalty is over. He's back on the field. And now it's Brett Romaker. Final seconds of the quarter. Weichel tries to get to the front. Nice feet inside. Blocked away. Another shot. They get it to the X. Romaker on the left, spinning with 15, and he'll score. What a move by Romaker. His first of the night. He has an assist. And that comes at 11:48. 13.5 remaining in the quarter. Actually, I'll go 11:46 elapsed here in the quarter. 12-2 Andover. What a quarter for the Huskies. They put 7 on the board. And Romaker, a pretty goal. That was... Now you know why the 9th grader Brett Romaker plays so much for Ken Weichel. He, at the end of the second quarter, played keep away. And on that face-off, Maple Grove's going to gain control. Emerson Knudsen. Ricky Peterson gives it up. That'll do it. We have played 3. Dominant quarter for Andover. Has to be one of their best of the year. They put 7 on the board. We'll go to the 4th. Andover leading visiting Maple Grove 12-2. The regular season finale here on QCTV.
I soon came to realize that Anoka became a place that protected me from adulthood. If I'm being totally honest with you guys here today, I am 100% scared. We've all had that moment where we panic and realize that we're growing up and have to face reality, but we do not have time to be scared anymore.
You are all set to travel down a path. Some of you know exactly what that path has in store for you, and some of you aren't quite sure what that path has in store for you. What's important is as you move forward on your path, understand, 1, you have the tools to be successful.
To give thanks to another day of understanding more completely the meaning of our lives. Thank you. Naz Reed.
I am Jen Stump, and we are at
And we're back. Quarter number 4 on the way. Andover dominating Maple Grove 12-2 tonight. Weichel 4 goals, 2 in the third. Jensen has a couple of goals here tonight. Evans has a goal. Giacomini. Carlson had a goal early in the third. Romaker, a beautiful goal to close it out. Maple Grove defending the goal to our right, south end of the stadium. And Maple Grove goes to the attack. Luke Babineau defending that net for Andover. That's some huge saves. Ground ball gathered in there by Grant Jensen. Side of the net, blocked out of there. Ground ball. Maple Grove's going to get it. Varian gets it back. Quick shot. That hit a body. That may have hit Luke Herberg square. Maple Grove has it again. Out on the left. Another big shot and a goal. Boy, winding up and letting it fly was Blake Cherney. And Maple Grove is on the board. They moved it well, and Cherney gets a goal 43 seconds in. It's 12-3. It was near his side, and then they fed it over to Cherney. And he let her rip. Not much Babineau could do about that one. Excellent shot. Ground ball outside, batted forward by Maple Grove. Ground ball controlled by the Crimson. They have some early momentum. Grant Jensen going to go to the goal line extended. They get it to the X. Near side, Beck Cherney. On the ground, no worries. Blake Cherney. That shot grabbed by Babineau. Hit his stick, popped into the air, and then he controls. And now Babineau begin trotting up the field again. He does have an assist in my book. Good dodge at the middle of the field. Babineau still on the run. Gives it up. Now on the ground, kicked out of there. We have a flag on the field. 10:07 to go. One-minute penalty, and this is going to go on the Crimson. Bodnar. Andover a man up, leading at 12-3. Cole Jensen put it out in front, stolen away by Maple Grove. Crimson on the move the other way. Boy, nice catch on the run there. Ethan Berry. Berry with the long stick. Tried to get his shot away, blocked away by Andover. Ground ball. Fight for it. Berry gets it back. Roeder after him. Maple Grove, after all of that, does get it back. Sun is out. That is certainly a factor. Another ground ball knocked away. Long clear. Grabbed in front of the net. Going in and scoring easily, Cole Jensen. How about that clear? Cole Jensen has his third of the night. Goal at 2:54, 13-3 Andover. I thought it was running time at 10 goals, but I could be wrong. It was 12-2 after 3. After that face-off, pushing, shoving, player down. Every face-off tonight has just been a gigantic battle. Jake Wilson's trying to figure out what just transpired, head coach for Maple Grove. And the Crimson are indeed going to get it. Insane clear by Maple Grove. Jensen just wide open. Not much a goalie could do there. Feel bad for Jacob Hamill. He was in a really bad spot. Blake Cherney with it on the right. They get it to the X. Swing it all the way around. Back Cherney with it. Good dodge here by Varian. Gets to the front. His shot well over the top. Maple Grove had a player deep, and they'll go to work. Nice feed across. Varian couldn't handle it. Varian scoops it up. To the outside. Grant Jensen, he has a goal. There's a shot. Babineau the save. Tried to go low. Babineau saw it, scooped it up, and now he's got it. And let's see if he'll run out of there. 13-3 Andover lead in quarter number 4. Another good dodge by Babineau. Babineau back to the middle. Boy, he can run the field. Babineau, nice dodge. Spinning. He got tripped. I mean, that's just straight up trip there. Maple Grove's going to hang on to it. Babineau's going to retreat to the other end. He's certainly getting his steps in tonight. And like I say, it's 13-3 Andover by 10 in the fourth. I'm almost positive it should be running time, but it is a nice night. It's not like it's raining and windy and 44 degrees. There is that. And here we go. Cogswell. Rollmaker had a good game. And over in no hurry. Weichel. Rollmaker just fell down. Weichel comes in, scoops up that ground ball. Gets shoved. And now he'll restore order. Weichel gets it back to Romaker. And now it's Cogswell. Cal Cogswell, just an 8th grader. Romaker, the 9th grader. Get used to this, Andover boys lacrosse fans. They'll swing it around. Wyatt Carlson, just a junior. They get it into the middle. Ground ball, batted out of there. Controlled by Cogswell. Weichel on the outside. Long shot. Hit a body in front. Maple Grove's going to get it. Podnar took the punishment. Stolen right back. Bounced in by Romaker. Grabbed by the goalie there, Hamill. Hamill's going to scamper out of the net. Chased by Cole Jensen. That's on the ground. Picked up again by Hamill. Jensen all over him. And then his long clear to midfield on a hop. Goes all the way through. And that is a ground ball grabbed by Luke Herberg for Andover. And they come right back the other way with 5:40 to go. Weichel on top. Gets it down low. Off the stick of Cole Jensen. He's got to be frustrated. Ground ball grabbed away by Andover. Then it's knocked away from Wyatt Carlson. A yellow's going to fly. So the flag flies. Maple Grove will go a man down. And Charles Parker can't believe it. It's a, what did I do? So they get that sorted out, and it is Parker who takes a knee. So Andover goes to work. Both teams have a goal here in the fourth quarter. Weichel trying to get to the ground ball. Player falls down. Maple Grove's going to hang on. Quarter number 4. Crimson coming the other way. Under 5 to go in the game, down by 10. Right now in the fourth, playing for Pride. Here's Tremaine Davis trying to get the ground ball. Can't. Maple Grove wins the ground ball, but final stats, ground balls dominated by Andover tonight. Face-offs haven't been a factor. Maple Grove certainly leads in turnovers. Davis chasing. Cherney. Beck Cherney with it. Cherney trying to get to the middle. Give it up. Emerson Knutson. Side of the net. Big shove along the sideline. Good job by Gage Roeder to kind of spin out of that. Now a long clear. Off the stick there of Maple Grove. Into the middle. Eludes Wyatt Carlson. That'll be a turnover on Andover. Now they get it to the goalie, Jacob Hamill, a sophomore. It's clear into the middle. Back on the ground, batted forward. Landon Smith, her shot, saved by Hamill. Tried to go down low, and Hamill saw it. Ground ball right in front, dangerous spot. And the Crimson are going to hang on. Jost moves it forward. And here comes Maple Grove. Playing their final Northwest Suburban Conference game. They'll join the Lake. And one of the reasons I saw it, I kind of raised an eyebrow. Travel. okay. Maple Grove back at it into the middle. There's a shot, goes wide. Got a big collision, and a flag will fly. And going to the sideline, Gage Roeder. I think Roeder's going to take a knee here with 2:40 to go in the game. But, yep, this is end of the spring sports season and the end of these regular season contests. This is it for Maple Grove in the Northwest Suburban. They're moving on to the Lake Conference. Park Center and Osseo will stay in the Northwest Suburban. Pass into the middle, ground ball. Again, section pairings will be announced, section schedules. And section tournament starts next week. The challenge with lacrosse is you probably play 2 games a week. You look at the state tournament, though. They usually go Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday at state. To give you an idea, grueling game. Any more than 3 in a week. What a shot from the outside. That is the second of the night for Ricky Peterson. Peterson's got quite a shot when you give him some room. Comes at the 10:09 mark, 1:51 remaining here in quarter number 4. 13-4 Andover. Well on their way to finishing the regular season at 11-2, 6-2 in the conference. Maple Grove will fall to 4-4 in league play and 4-9 overall. Michael Albertville and Buffalo joined the Lake, if you may remember. And now Maple Grove will be the latest to join the Lake Conference. Varian gives it up on the right. Ground ball over there, Grant Jensen. And they're trying to get something positive going at the end of this game to take into sections. No chance for them to rally with what remains in this game, but chance to get some attack zone time, get some confidence before they jump into section play. Jermaine Davis pressuring the ball again. Done a nice job. And defensively all night, Andover's been good. There's another quick shot and a goal. That's Jensen. And now it's 13-5. That one comes with at 11:09. There's 50.8 remaining in the game. We'll have a look at our upcoming schedule here on QCTV. And some coverage here of section play to be announced, to be determined. And that face-off won by Dylan Larson. He'll try and turn the corner and fight his way forward. Good run by Dylan Larson. And now it's going to be Maple Grove. And they just flat out turn it over. They just threw it away. Kind of a home run clear across the field. That went awry. And now with just 30 remaining. Moving forward, Jordan Giacomini. Giacomini had a goal. Weichel tonight, though, huge game. 4 on the night, couple assists. Gives Weichel 148 goals in his career, 93 assists. Just seconds remaining, ball on the ground. They're going to fight for it. And We're going to get a whistle, and that will do it. So Andover rolls to the big victory tonight over visiting Maple Grove 13-5. As I mentioned, Andover finishes the regular year 11-2, 6-2 in conference play. Maple Grove 4-4 in the Northwest Suburban, and 4-9 overall. Let's take a look at that upcoming schedule here on QCTV. And we have a lot of concerts coming up this summer here on QCTV. And then, of course, those graduation ceremonies on June 1st, Andover in Champlin Park, down at 3M Arena at Mariucci. And then the day after, Anoka will graduate. Fingers crossed, weather good at Goodrich Field. You got the Sandberg and Tech grad ceremony on the 4th. And once again, we'll keep you updated on what postseason coverage we'll have of the spring sports. Stay tuned for that once the pairings are announced for baseball and lacrosse, etc. Softball playoffs already underway. Big thanks to our crew on site here at Andover. Big thanks to our crew behind the scenes in the studios in Champlin. Once again, Andover rolls over Maple Grove tonight, 13-5. Caleb Weichel, 4 goals, 2 assists in the victory tonight. Luke Babineau in goal, outstanding again. He had an assist tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Make it safe. And remember what Memorial Day is for. Let's honor those that certainly made the ultimate sacrifice. Good night from Andover.